Hello, and you're listening to the Tiny Vet Podcast with me, Dr. Nicole Sue, exotics veterinarian, and my partner.
Hello, I'm Jez Watts. Nicole once diagnosed a frog as having fat eyeballs because apparently that's where frogs keep extra fat. And I just want to say I am not in favor of fat little frog shaming. And shout out to Franklin, the fat little frog.
It's called corneolipidosis.
All right, whatever it's called, you don't need to be mean to frogs and
But
call them fat.
also, once Levon stopped feeding him so much, it resolved.
Yeah, all right.
Cured him.
But maybe he enjoyed being a fat little frog.
He couldn't
with big
see.
Fat eyeballs.
He couldn't see. Like, he was a fat little immobile frog because he couldn't see through his eyeballs.
I actually had the same effect last night where I accidentally ate 24 nuggets from McDonald's and then I also couldn't see.
It's just a really good deal.
It's too many nuggets though. It's too many nuggets.
It's just a deal that's really hard to pass by.
Seriously regret eating that many nuggets. I do
Really?
not. Yeah, I don't feel good about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love it.
My eyeballs bulged. It was
I
no
love
good.
it. It's really good.
What are we talking about today?
Well, it's funny that we started with that because I'm talking about vegetables today.
Ah, my favorite thing and your enemy.
Well, not really, but there is a big I don't even know if it's a controversy, but amongst like rabbit and guinea pig owners, like people get really weirdly scared of like kale and spinach.
Scared?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of feeding it. Like, I've definitely said to rabbit owners, oh, yep, this is part of the mix that my rabbits normally get. So they get kale, they get celery leaves, they get da-da-da, and they go, oh, but I thought kale's really dangerous.
Dangerous.
Right?
Interesting.
And it's because...
Because I found out after owning rabbits that, carrots are junk food for rabbits.
Yeah.
I know that kale's gross from personal experience.
Yes, it is. Rabbits really like it.
Right.
And people freak out about it because like kale and spinach and parsley have a higher calcium content than some other vegetables.
Ah, interesting.
And what they take from that is that it is bad.
Because they're going to get overloaded with vitamins or whatever.
Well, not so much. They urinate out all the excess calcium. So it can cause, kidney issues. It can cause bladder sludge. But they have to eat a lot of it for a long period of time, so years, for that to happen.
Okay, interesting.
And so what I usually tell people is...
But the word's gone around through rabbit groups or whatever?
Hey,
so
it's just this is bad, this equals bad. It's not so much that.
Right.
It's that you just want to have a variety.
Yeah, okay.
Because you don't want to be feeding your rabbit, just high calcium vegetables. But if you have a variety of 5 to 6 different types of veggies that you feed, it's automatically diluted.
Yeah.
Because they're having other stuff as well.
Oh, okay. So, but it's like you rotate the veggies, right?
Yeah.
All at once?
Yeah. So, sometimes they get celery, sometimes they get parsley, sometimes they get chicory, sometimes they get kale.
Okay.
That kind of thing, and it just balances everything out.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not something where you're going, oh, you should never feed, high calcium vegetables. You can feed them in moderation.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of people just really freak out about that. The other thing that's really funny about feeding, veggies to rabbits and guinea pigs is people really freak out about iceberg lettuce.
Why?
Like, it's almost always
it's
a disclaimer. Yeah, because it's so
now?
expensive. But it's almost always like a little disclaimer that put in. They'll be like, oh, yeah, they get, this and that, and they get lettuce. Oh, but not iceberg.
Why?
And there are people out there that will tell you that it will kill them.
Really?
It will not kill them.
They're getting confused with the Titanic?
Yeah. It's really, it's just interesting to me how, these things, mutate.
Yeah, sure.
For people that don't really understand why you're like, oh, don't feed it. The reason why we don't recommend feeding it is because it's useless to feed. It's 99% water.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's basically no nutrition.
Yeah, so there's just no point feeding it. So don't feed it. It's not going to kill them.
Right, but someone somewhere heard...
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, they'll die.
Don't feed the iceberg lettuce. They heard iceberg lettuce is deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just turned into deadly, and it's just
like game of telephone.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Okay. All right, so kale's safe in less than 10 kilograms per feed.
Well, that's the other thing as well. Like, people go, oh, it's really high in calcium. I'm like, yeah, but think about the dry matter basis of it.
Right.
Out of a bunch of kale, 70% is just going to be water.
Yeah, sure.
You know, so if you kind of boil down to, all right, how many milligrams of calcium are actually in a bunch of kale, it's actually not that exciting.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess, nobody's going through the numbers. They just hear what is whatever the accepted guidance on it.
I go through the numbers.
Yeah, that's why people listen to the Tiny Vet podcast. Is if they can pass this for them.
Yeah, moderation and variety.
Yeah, cool.
All good.
So wait, there must be some vegetables that are bad though. Then
so what I really don't like are the cruciferous vegetables.
the ones that make you fart.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's the same thing.
Okay.
So they're high in carbohydrate content. They're high in a specific type of carbohydrate content that makes up their cell walls, and that's something that is easily fermented.
Okay.
And rabbits and guinea pigs, they ferment most of their food.
Right. Okay.
So that's a really...
So what are examples of cruciferous?
Also, like cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. A lot of people like to give them like the leaves from broccoli and cauliflower because, that's something that we discard anyway. And look, a lot of animals get that and they never have any problems with it, but it's not something that I feel comfortable saying, oh yeah, that's fine.
So, all right. So none of that to rabbits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's easily fermented, it's going to encourage growth of bacteria that you probably don't want. You could potentially upset the balance of their
like internal
of their hind gut
digestive
flora.
system.
And if one thing that can make them feel a bit gross is like gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say they feel gross, do you mean to people carrying them around? Who are like, this rabbit keeps farting on me.
I mean, they probably get a tummy ache.
Oh, okay. I don't think I would like a rabbit to keep farting on me also.
Your son has farted on me.
Yeah, all right. You farted on me. Like, yeah, people and rabbits do fart.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be their whole personality, you know?
But yeah, so that's not something that I'm saying, look, if you feed it currently, you don't have a problem with it. You know, if you want to continue, that's fine, but it's not something that I like to recommend.
So wait, so what's the list of avoiding? So all cruciferous stuff?
Yeah, so cabbages, broccoli, cauliflower, like Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts? I can't even imagine it. This is so dense. I can't imagine a rabbit even eating it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll eat it. And, people feed them to guinea pigs and stuff. It just makes me uncomfortable.
Okay. This is why you don't eat it also.
Yes. But I mean, it's for me, like, yes, it's probably fine, but I don't want to recommend something that's probably fine and then it's not fine.
Yeah, sure.
And then it causes a problem. Like, I've recommended that's really bad.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, vegetables. Not that scary. The Tiny Vet podcast is brought to you by Upilio. Sources for our topics can be found at upilio.io. Outro music by Matt Charleston.